Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with Andor. Last time on Andor we had "That Would Be Me," something that was never said in the entire episode. Nah, I kid. It's a little too early to be, a contrarian about things. Too early in the video. It's kind of a strange title. I mean, it kind of applies because they're looking for a Canary male, and that would be Cassian Andor. Anyway, so it was a bit of a quiet night on planet. Deputy Inspector Karn is on his way with his buddy Mosk, who is like really into this. Like, he's all like, "Oh yes, we should be doing this. We should be cleaning up the place, I don't know what accent that was, but you're welcome, and I'm sorry. Anyway, but we're questioning, is Mosk maybe a little too ambitious? Is he trying to use Karn for his own personal gain? I don't know, but we'll have to see. Meanwhile, Cassian was dealing with pretty much being wanted, a Canary male, which only a couple people know that he's from Canary. And Tim, with two M's, he actually tipped off the deputy inspector that it would be Cassian because, I mean, he wants to get rid of Cassian, but we're not fully sure why. Like, is it just out of jealousy? Is it to protect Bix? I don't know, but yeah. And then where last we saw Cassian, I believe he was about to book it somewhere else. But he's also got the buyer who's coming. Oh. And the buyer, why didn't I think of this last episode? The buyer is most likely Stellan Skarsgård, because we saw him come in at the end. Yeah, I would bet you it's him. I don't know why that didn't occur to me, that he's probably the buyer. Oh well, I figured it out now. But yeah, an interesting episode, but not a ton of stuff happened, so let's see if that changes in this one. So, why don't we just hop right into this episode of Andor. Here we go.
Your friend will want this piece. He'll come for this.
Yeah, well, if I hadn't put it together earlier, I would have put it together there. God, I'm stupid sometimes. Okay, has he never seen his reflection before?
I think I have some money on the way. If it comes through, I'm out of here.
When?
Today.
That doesn't sound good.
I leave money with Marva. She'll have what I owe you. Keep an eye on her if you can.
Where are you going?
It's better you don't know. I'll be back.
Three more enforcement put out a bulletin last night for someone meeting Cassian's description.
I've seen it. The bulletin doesn't mention him by name. It says they're looking for someone from Canary. His Imperial prison record says he's from Fest.
Yeah, that's always been his story.
Has he been identified?
I don't
Boy,
think
he
many
knows a
people
lot
know.
about Cassian, actually.
We need to leave now.
Could be anything.
Well, in that case,
Wasn't she walking with a cane last episode? Maybe that's her cover, I don't know. Oh! I didn't even realize we went back in time. This is how she met Cassian. Or Cassian, at least.
Republic frigate approaching.
Republic. It was a while ago. Yeah, what is this stick he has?
where's the Republic ship?
Orbiting now.
They'll kill him.
They'll kill us!
B, get me the drowser.
No, Mother, no.
Shut up, Ben.
He's got people here.
Yeah, people who've just killed a Republic officer. It'll be open season here the moment that frigate lands.
Interesting. It's specifically Republic.
You better think about this.
Plenty of time for that. I'm not leaving him here to die.
So the rest of them were killed by the Republic.
Check the shelves. Pull that down.
Who knows where he could be hiding in here?
Pull his power supply.
No! Don't let them scare you, B. They can't do that. They're in
Shut her up!
Oh, jeez. Well. He doesn't excel in public speaking, but...
Please tell me these things are working, B. B, respond.
Good job, Cassian.
Recharging. Make sure she keeps the heat on too.
East.
You know how cold she gets.
East. East, northeast. Got it.
Call East team. Tell them we're on our way.
You two. Stay here.
Are you hearing me?
Keep an eye on him. Are you getting this?
Cassian, come on.
You made it.
Are we alone?
I am.
For now. Come on, citizens, delay them.
There was a bulletin last night. Did you see it? Canary male resident.
I need to think. Just let me.
Is that what this is about?
Someone ratted him out.
What? What do you mean?
I need to go find him.
Someone's being a rat.
Someone has to.
Could be anywhere. Tell her. Don't.
Don't what?
He can take care of himself.
Who? What do you know we're talking about?
Yeah, you're not a part of this conversation.
Did I ever tell you that Cassie was born in Canary?
I don't remember.
Well,
I do.
you screwed up.
I remember. How could you?
Wait. What is going on?
We found a rat.
I went in and got this myself.
How? How's that possible? It was sealed on the Imperial Naval Base in Steergard.
Look, you got the money, I got the box. What else is there to talk about?
I'll give you another 1,000 credits to tell me how you got it.
No.
You just walk in like you belong.
Takes more than that, doesn't it?
What, to steal from the Empire? What do you need? A uniform, some dirty hands, and an Imperial toolkit.
No.
They're so proud of themselves. They don't even care.
That sounds like the Mike Ehrmantraut way
They're
of
so
doing
fat
it.
and satisfied. They can't imagine it.
Can't imagine what.
That someone like me would ever get inside their house. Walk their floors, spit in their food, take their gear.
The arrogance is remarkable, isn't it? They don't even think about us.
Boss, I don't know you.
Fair enough, but I know you.
Yeah.
These days will end, Cassian Andor.
Ander.
The way they laugh, the way they push through a crowd. Not enough. I'll have something else to listen to.
You don't want to get caught with it.
Rebellion.
Take me out Bricks Road and hang me in the square. Wouldn't be the first time, would it? Isn't that where they hung your father?
Oh, shit.
Who are you?
I know all about you. Yes, I want the box, and I'll leave with that if it's all I can get. I came looking for something more, and I think I found it.
That's why he wants to know how.
I'd like you to come with me.
He wants to know if Cassian
do
can
you
be a
know
good
about
spy.
Why would I go anywhere with you?
Don't you want to fight these bastards for real?
Friend, join the rebellion. That's a hell of a recruitment. Man, I don't know what the hell everybody's doing. This is just a way of spreading the word. Oh. This is how you get word across the city.
What is all this?
You stop! I said stop! You look scared, girl.
What,
Not
Frank?
running home, are we?
West team, this is East team.
Were you just gonna take her just because she was running somewhere? What does that matter? They're literally taking her because she's sus.
What is that?
I put slap charges on the doors.
What? When?
Rule number 2, build your exit on your way in. Brace yourself.
Oof. No, he's dead. All right.
Go. The box! We left the box!
No!
Oh, yeah, forget about it.
Cover me! Forget the box!
Not bringing the box probably isn't worth it. Oh! Oh!
Taking heavy fire!
I told you to wait!
We've got 2 men down!
East team, repeat last! East team, repeat last!
These corpos weren't ready for this, I think. Oh!
Come on!
Alright, he covered him. Oh my gosh! Oh! Oh my gosh, this is just chaos. Let's get out of here, man. Woo! Alright, forget about the box.
Max! What have you done to her? You stop right there. She's bleeding! I'm telling you to stop.
No seem separate. Who did this?
Oh no, Tim.
Give me the rifle.
Why?
You're going back to the pod.
By myself.
Get the pod in the air. Keep your radio on. Get moving.
Yeah, you were not authorized to just take a random life. I mean, I don't feel bad, but I didn't really know much about him, and he was a rat anyway.
Hold on. What do you mean they?
There's two of them. Two humans, heavily armed.
This is getting out of hand.
Hello?
You don't need to shoot everybody, dude.
You wanted to stop, but it just keeps coming.
I told you to shut up.
It's when it stops. That's when you really want to start to fret.
Why? What happens then?
Oh god.
Go, go.
You corpos are not ready. Oh.
Kill him.
How many?
I'll kill him.
12. 14.
Oh, what if the thing was trapped, though? Ooh! Ah. Anchored it. Throws off center of gravity. Hooked, and... your shuttle's gone. Jeez.
Was that him?
But that will put them behind us.
Shit.
Nah.
We're under siege. They're everywhere.
It's the whole friggin' town. Hey, you mess with Cassian, you mess with New York! Yeah, spared him. Up. Oh, they are definitely not in there. Bye. Ooh, blow it up for good measure. Oh, you fell for it, fool. Well, you blew it. Yeah, he's heading out. Who knows if he'll ever come back.
We need to get out of here. Son, we need to get out of here!
Some things never change. Alrighty. Okay. Man, that was interesting. Boy, oh boy. I mean, alright, so there's our big... It's like I said last episode, our big let's go moment, you know? Man. That's pretty interesting. And it's interesting just the mirroring, the very obvious mirroring of what happened to Cassian and what happened originally to Casa, you know? So yeah, okay, so he doesn't even know, like, what happened to his tribe, presumably, you know? Or if it's just that his tribe was killed by the Republic, which, that's crazy. If his tribe was killed by the Republic, but at the very least he thinks that his sister escaped, you know? He thinks that his sister escaped, and that's why he's looking for her. He's looking for a Canary girl. So that's really interesting. I like that. But yeah, that, I don't know. It's interesting, and I like how, I mean, that, you know, fully explains Marva and how, I mean, basically just why Cassian became Cassian, you know? Because he was found by them, and she didn't want to leave him. She couldn't just leave him to die, again, crazy enough, to the Republic. So they took him and taught him English, and yeah, it shows you, I mean, because that's the thing, is that, you know, last episode, again, you get a bit of their dynamic, you know, this whole mother-son sort of falsified relationship. I mean, it's a genuine relationship, but obviously they are not actually family. It's just their found family. But now you really understand how Cassian is the way he is, because you understand who he was raised by, you know? So that was interesting. That was really interesting. I like that. So yeah, okay. I definitely see why they released the first 3 episodes at the same time. I wish that they hadn't, because doing these 3 episodes in a week has really done a number on me, just because I've got this, and I've got House of the Dragon, I've got every other show that I'm working on, you know? So yeah, I wish they hadn't, but I can see why they did that, because that is basically the first, you know, true part of the story. Now, why they didn't bundle all 3 of them as one episode, you could have done that, because the Bad Batch pretty much did that when they started off, where most episodes, you know, from episode 2 to 16, they were all about, you know, the standard 24 minutes, a half hour episodes, but the first one was 70 minutes long, and honestly, you probably could have cut, and maybe, you know, you might have to trim some things up to, you know, get it a bit tighter to pick up the pace a little bit, but you could definitely have, I think, cut these 3 episodes into one just longer episode, and it would have been fine, you know? So, or even just, like, you know, trim things up in the script itself. But for what we have, it does really work, you know? It does really work. So yeah. So, The Buyer, again, I figured it out this episode, but last episode, it just was not clicking with me. But yeah, The Buyer, Luthen. An interesting character. Definitely an interesting character. Different. I mean, he's definitely, you know, while it is, you know, this, like, okay, this is our sort of, I would say our sort of Ben Kenobi of this, you know, our mentor who helps out our protagonist, but it's interesting, the difference between Luthen and, like, Obi-Wan or Han Solo in The Force Awakens is definitely just, I mean, he's different. He is a killer. He's not, like, I don't know, like, maybe you could, I guess, debate, is he a good person or not? I suppose that's open for debate, but, I mean, he is a rebel. He is a part of the rebellion, and he is not afraid to kill, you know? And that's the thing, too, is that Cassian isn't either. I mean, just from the first scene, pretty much, we know that Cassian will kill somebody if he needs to, you know? Even if, I guess, he doesn't need to. He'll still kill somebody. But it's interesting the sort of difference as to why he didn't kill Karn, you know? And that's an interesting thing. Because you would think that he would. Like, what is the hesitation there? I would say the hesitation is that it's not right. Now, that brings up the question, is murder right? Is murder ever right? But I think the difference, it shows a clear distinction between these two moments. Because the first one was he was getting he was getting a shakedown from these two, loudmouth guards who, clearly weren't good, clearly, were up to no good. They clearly were bad. They were going to shake him down and everything. So, in that, now is that justification enough to kill them? Maybe not. But you could also argue, well, he didn't intend to kill the first one, and once he had, he is like, well, I can't just let the other one go, you know? I can't let the other one go knowing who I am, you know? So yeah. So it could be that. Whereas, it was more of a, well, to protect himself, he killed the other guy, you know? Whereas with Karn really has not done anything to him. Karn is doing his job, you know? In fact, he's doing his job more than he probably should, but he is just doing his job, you know? And I think Cassian understands that, this is not a guy who, he didn't kill Marva, trashed the house a little bit, yes, but he didn't kill her, he didn't harm anyone. Honestly, I would imagine that, yeah, unless specifically they have done something against Cassian will not kill them, presumably. I'm assuming he has some sort of, code of honor about that. Now that's interesting, again, because as we said earlier in episode 1, it's interesting to see that knowing where Cassian ends up. Because pretty much it's about the first scene of Cassian in Rogue One where he has his informant, and I'm pretty sure he just straight up kills him, So we know he's a bit more of a cold-blooded killer, but at the same time, in Rogue One, he also hesitates and does not kill Galen Erso, He does not kill Galen Erso because, I guess, is there ever a reason for it? But I would say because it's look, this is not a guy who wanted to do any of this. This is a guy who was lost his wife, and was taken away from his daughter in order to build this thing he didn't want to build, So while, yes, he could have killed him, and that could have solved the problem, he ended up not doing that. So yeah, I think there is some sort of a code of honor with Cassian, and Karn is just a man there to do his job. There's no reason to suspect that they would have just killed Cassian on sight, By all accounts, while yes, they were prepared for him because they knew he was, armed and dangerous, most likely Karn, even Musk, I think, were there to arrest him and have him, stand trial for what he had done, So I don't think they were there to kill him explicitly. Thus, Cassian finds no reason to kill him. Luthen, on the other hand, does find a reason to kill him. He's like, well, he could be a problem. We should just kill him, And it's interesting that they just, he let Cassian spare him, basically. And of course, it's good, it's good for the show because it means we're not losing this interesting character, but it's an interesting thing, So yeah. And I did like at the beginning that it's it's not just that he's a buyer, he's trying, it's not even that he wants this thing, he wants a recruit. He wants to recruit Cassian to the rebellion, which is interesting. Now this is 5 years before the Battle of Yavin, which means the Rebel Alliance as a whole does not exist yet. because it's not until, I'm going to say, season 2 of Star Wars Rebels, which would be about a year or two later from this, when there is a formed Rebel Alliance. Now, I don't know how far... I think, actually, we may be going straight up to Rogue One in this show. So we should be passing over these 5 years. I think it'd be interesting, honestly, if there were cameos by some of the characters from Rebels, because the crew of the Ghost is so instrumental in the formation of the Rebel Alliance, So it would be cool to see that, But I don't know. I don't know if we're going to see that, but as a whole, there is no Rebel Alliance right now. There's just multiple rebellious cells, So, but clearly Luthen has his, and he's trying to recruit Cassian to it, which is interesting. So, yeah. So that's why he asks, how did you get it? And Cassian's saying, well, it doesn't matter if I'm selling it to you, but yeah, he wants to know because he wants to see, how good are his skills. And Cassian just says, yeah, I go in with dirty hands and a Imperial uniform and a toolbox, and they pay me no mind. And that is true, because we see that, multiple times in Rebels, but also in Rogue One. That's how he and Jyn Erso got in there. So yeah, it's a pretty simple thing. And honestly, yeah, just because I've been watching so much of Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, that just reminds me of something Mike would do, It's just, you just go in with a uniform and a toolbox and nobody pays you any mind, So I like that. Then we had the gunfight with the crazy things falling from the ceiling. That was ridiculous, but I think that was not a place that was in use. I think that was an abandoned building. But yeah, that was an interesting set piece, definitely, But we also had the Corpos. None of them were prepared for that. Even, Mosk, who seemed like, he's the one, oh yes, we're gonna go in there and we gotta clean things up, I cannot do his accent to save my life. Like, it always turns into something else. Oh well. But yeah, like, all of them who were gung-ho to do this, once shit hits the fan, it does not work. They are woefully unprepared for any of that. And this entire time, I love that. I love this whole thing of the reckoning, and everyone pretty much pitching in, and now not everybody pitched in per se, but it was, those were the warning sounds, and it's like, well, we're not going to help you, but I like that. I like Cassian's friend sabotaging their shuttle and everything. Like, yeah, you were not prepared for this. So I like that. That was pretty good. And we had Tim dying, and I don't feel bad, but clearly there was a relationship between Bix and Tim, but I don't really care, because all I've seen of this guy, he was kind of a dick, and then he was a rat, So, but I get why she's sad, but dead rat. What are you gonna do? But yeah. So all that was really, really interesting. I love the fight. I love how they weren't prepared. Because, yeah, even when it's like, oh, they got the first speeder and stuff, and it's like, oh, yeah, we got them. You see Mosk and Karn, and they're smiling to each other. And then they just speed away on a different one. It's like, yeah, that wasn't them. That was not them, you overconfident, no. No. These guys are not... Imperial, these guys are not a problem. Like, if this was Rebels, they would have been playing up some comedy music during all of this, because these guys are not cut out for this, But that makes for interesting characters. It makes for Karn to be sort of a very interesting antagonist, whom I presume we're going to see more of throughout this show, and how he deals with Cassian, But yeah, really, really good stuff, and I'm excited to see where we're going in episode 4. So thanks for sticking it out with me as I try to get these episodes up. I know other reaction channels have just, powered through all 3 episodes in one go, but that was not really an option available to me. But yeah, these episodes being released like this, it's really taken a number on me. But after this, we're going to go back to a normal weekly schedule with Andor, and we'll all be fine. And I'm really enjoying it. So that's the best thing, is that even though it's been a pain, scheduling when I'm going to watch these and when I can edit these and when I can finally get them up to YouTube and stuff, the silver lining is I like the show, and honestly just off of it's made me care about a character who I was pretty indifferent towards in Rogue One. Cassian Andor, I was like, he's all right, But this is where I'm like, okay, I like Cassian, I like this show, I think it's really interesting, and I'm excited to see where we are going from here. But that is basically it. With all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around any of those. There's a playlist for all of my Andor reactions, as well as another playlist for all of my Obi-Wan Kenobi reactions if you want to go check those out. There's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button on screen, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.